You know what?
Check hello, check hello.
Okay guys, back again on the Phase Movie Storyline channel. Check. Hello, how are you? I hope you are always healthy and have good sustenance. Thank you to those of you who have stayed on this channel. In this episode, I will review a film that discusses the life of wild animals and aquatic biota. Again, this film can be a collection and reference if you want to watch it. The film is titled Aquarium of the Dead. Of course, this film has just been released in 2021, a film that will tell about an infection that occurred in the giant aquarium and caused the animals to become zombies. Besides that, all the animals began to attack all the inhabitants of the aquarium. What is the storyline like? Let's intro. Begins by showing two workers who are supervising the aquarium area. Then a doctor named Dr. James asked the two workers to give them a sufficient dose of medicine, because one of the adult octopuses began to behave strangely and there were irregularities. Then when the vaccine was given suddenly,
10 seconds! I think we lost her.
the octopus attacked and made Dr. James thrown away. Not only that, the two workers who tried to help Dr. James finally died because of the attack from the giant octopus. And the movie has just started, guys. Then we will be introduced to a giant aquarium, where the aquarium stores many marine animals ranging from tame and wild marine animals. Of course, this place is a tourist area located on the beach. Then we will get acquainted with our main actor, the beautiful and sexy woman named Dr. Miranda. Besides being a researcher, Dr. Miranda is also the manager of this tourist park. He asked one of the guards named Joe to guard his room, because he was going to meet his coworkers to tell him about the strange things he found with some of the animals in the aquarium. Moreover, now that some of the animals suddenly died suddenly, Miranda and Daniel then discussed their findings, but Daniel thought it was nothing to worry about. Then Daniel went and met the only tourist he had entered out of nowhere named Skylar. Since Skylar said that today is his birthday, Daniel invites him to feed the sharks and have fun with them.
So I don't have time for a love life, let alone
This tank is one of the fastest and most powerful shark experience you'll ever experience. Front row seat to the feast. Mako's like sea turtles and other sharks.
Meanwhile, in another place, an investor named Black and his assistant named Bed visited the aquarium. He met Miranda to discuss the cost of maintaining the aquarium. Although in the end he didn't want to spend a dime. He did all this just as a formality and so that he was considered to care, even though he had prepared all the reasons. Bastard is Black.
It's so antiquated. We could put the component.
There you go. That'll generate some revenue, right? That's down.
Our animal safety mechanisms are so gift shop sales aren't going to cut it. Great. Get me the funding.
Back to Dr. James limping into the aquarium room. He tried to contact Miranda and tell her what had happened, but because Miranda was busy with Black, the bastard didn't listen to the call. Even though it was clear that Black would not listen to what he said. Dr. James then met another officer named Clue to show the bodies of victims of the massacre of giant octopuses that had gone berserk. After seeing the marks from the two corpses, The clue then went to Christie to be alert, and he also asked to immediately close all the sewers so that the giant octopus did not attack again and remained in the pipeline area. Dr. James tried to meet Miranda and explain everything that had happened. Hearing his explanation, Miranda immediately closed the aquarium area and contacted the police. In another place, Joe, who was watching the dolphins that Miranda had previously studied, heard a strange sound. When he checked, it turned out that the dead dolphin had risen again and turned into a zombie. As a result, Joe did not escape the dolphin attack and died instantly. Not only Joe, Christie, who was also in a different place, did not escape the attack of a scary giant octopus.
2.
Back to Miranda, Dr. James and the others. They are now confused because right in front of them all the marine biota in the aquarium are now experiencing the same disease. The animals began to turn into zombies and began to try to destroy their confinement protection. Everyone was in disarray and ran away without exception, Black with his assistant. The situation was made even more chaotic when some of the aquarium glass shattered and all the doors were automatically locked due to the alarm signal. In another place, Daniel and Skylar started to get confused because all the fences were electrified and the doors couldn't be opened at all. Skylar then called for help, while Miranda and the others saw the situation was a bit conducive. Then they tried to get out, but they met a giant crocodile that is pacing and has also turned into a zombie. At first glance they all seem calm, but surprisingly Dr. James was attacked by starfish zombies. However, they managed to get past the starfish. Daniel and Skylar, who were also looking for a way out, did not escape the attacks of the animals, especially the large crabs that attacked Daniel's body. But luckily the response hit the crab right away and suddenly.
Oh, God! Thank you. Give me that.
Yes, the crab jumped right in front of Skylar. However, he managed to get rid of the large crab. Long story short, they then headed to the aquarium. In another place, Dr. James and others found a fact that the ferocious characteristics of the animals were caused by a kind of infection called the densovirus. In general, this virus will result in dead animals being resurrected. With this discovery, Miranda told everyone not to touch anything because this disease could be contagious. After telling, Miranda invites the others to immediately exit through the attic of the aquarium, because that is the only safest way. Long story short, Miranda and the others met with Skylar and Daniel, who turned out to be being chased by a gang of crabs. Daniel, wielding an axe, immediately beat the crabs to death for the second time.
Crab legs, anyone?
Dr. James then found a syringe where Joe's body lay. The injection was exactly the same as the vaccine that had been given to the octopus before. Miranda then asked Daniel about the whereabouts of the injection that came from the Eden Zoo, because the previous case had happened and it was possible that this vaccine was deliberately introduced. The aquarium he currently manages. However, Daniel evades if he puts the vaccine in, and accuses the delivery courier of having sent the wrong item. Although Daniel explained at length, Miranda promised to reveal what happened to this aquarium. Meanwhile, the cops who just arrived looking for a gap so they can get in, considering all the doors are automatically locked. One of the police then found an elevator that was open. Then the policeman entered, and without him realizing that in the elevator the creepy octopus was lying on top. Feeling disturbed, the octopus immediately attacked the police. Luckily he managed to dodge and immediately got out of the elevator.
Oh my God.
Back to Miranda and the others. They are back faced with trouble, where they are confronted by a giant crocodile and also a seal that has turned into a zombie. Skyler, who didn't want to die silly, dared to use an axe to kill the seal. As a result, he was the one who had to die in the seal's mouth. Stupid indeed. Of what they've been through. Dr. James discovered a fact where these roaming animals, in fact they can't see each other. And they only use the sense of hearing to hunt their prey. Then he took the initiative to record his own voice via cell phone, and put it in the building area. As a result the seal passed them and headed towards the sound of the cell phone. This time they succeeded from the pursuit of the seal. But in reality the problem did not end there, because upon arrival at the exit the door was locked and could not be opened. So inevitably they have to find another way to get out of the aquarium. But in reality none of these doors will ever open. Chloe, who is still in the control room, telling Miranda the only way for the automatic doors to open is just to enter the basement, and turn on the manual control. To enter the underground area they had to go through the shark aquarium exhibition, where they found the sharks who were already in the middle of the road and were lying like speed bumps. However, the shark was not dead but was lying down and sunbathing there, like me, who always lay down and watched movies every day. One by one they got through the shark, but it was Dr. James' turn to pass the sharks. His leg was bitten by one of the laughing sharks. Lucky Daniel with an axe attack killed the shark and made it helpless. Miranda immediately treated the wounds suffered by Dr. James. In fact, it was not only Dr. James who was attacked. The bed, which was Black's assistant, was also bitten by one of the starfish, due to the delay in helping the bed, causing him to die right away. Until not long after the situation was still condolences, the strange sound again appeared, caused by the giant octopus that was around them, and suddenly...
No. Miranda, we lost her. Get it out. Miranda, she's gone.
Black also had to die at that moment. Long story short, Miranda, Dr. James, Chloe has now arrived in the basement. They started to get confused because the water had inundated the area, and some sharks had also been on patrol. Miranda bravely tried to cross through the existing iron pole. But the attack from the octopus made him almost fall. Luckily at that time, Chloe came on time to help Miranda, armed with an axe that he always carried, and he intended to turn the giant octopus into a grilled octopus. As a result, he was the one who became the food of the octopus.
Deep fried calamari.
Miranda, who was already on the side of the puddle, was trying to get to the generator. But the giant octopus continued to chase him. Lucky at that time Miranda was able to reach a cable that had a very large electric current. As a result, the octopus actually became a grilled octopus. Finally, they were finally able to get out and be helped by the police. Another fact was also discovered by Miranda: if what happened was indeed the act of Daniel, who was ordered by that bastard Black to make this aquarium stop operating. But he never knew what he did could end up like this. Whatever he did was actually an order from that bastard Black, who wanted to sell the aquarium, and then the film ended. What do you think of this film's impression? Can you comment in the comments column? Get here first and see you in the next video. Bye bye.